Y'all are gonna have to be busy. Cameron, don't you have a wedding to go to also?
I was gonna say there's been a lot of weddings lately. I feel like.
Well, COVID ended, so everyone who had it like backed up at that point just said, "All right, let's push them through."
Yeah.
Which is probably why the plane tickets are so expensive going everywhere right now as well. So.
I have a couple friends who are going on like destination, not them specifically, but you know they're like a best man or something, and they're having to fly all the way to Jamaica or something, and they're just like, God damn it! Like, who thought to go to Jamaica? Like, why?
I mean, if you're gonna do, go ahead.
Well, I just always felt like if you're gonna have a destination wedding, that you should like be willing to pay for your best man's ticket. Like, unless you're like a fucking doctor and your best friend's a doctor, you shouldn't be like expecting people to fly to Cancun and then leave for your, you know, like that just.
And you mean medical doctor, not like a doctor who teaches at the school, right?
Either way, that's still tied in.
Dentists? No, they could probably do that too. Yeah, I don't know.
Dentists or doctors? They have a doctorate.
That's what I said. That's what I was saying.
Josh, you would not ask a dentist if someone says they're a doctor on the plane. Someone's having some condition. A dentist should not stand up and say, "I'm a doctor."
That's like a
CPR certified.
That's like a
maybe.
There you go. Ian said it. That's what I wanted to say was chiropractor.
Chiropractors aren't actually doctors, though.
Yeah, but they pretend to be. Because that's definitely the guy that I feel like would be on the plane and would stand up and be like, "I'm a doctor," and then be like, "Oh, this man is dying." And he goes
he's
over
having
and he's
a heart
like,
attack. Let me crack his
well,
neck.
yeah, I can pop his back. Just stand him up and I'll give him a hug and sort of lift him up from behind. That might fix it.
He's got bad circulation. I'll pop him.
Yeah.
And
I feel like chiropractic care is probably pretty good for like, you know, like after sports and stuff like that for professional athletes. Like you'd probably find a lot of benefit for.
I'm sure it has its uses,
care.
but yeah, I think they're on the fringe of what I would consider a doctor is all.
They have the best liability insurance.
They're like the Gilderoy Lockhart of doctors.
What's the doctors? Sorry?
The chiropractors like the Gilderoy Lockharts of doctors. Like, I can do it. Don't worry, I'm a doctor.
That would be a great D&D character.
Right?
That would be really fun.
Hold on, let me be a wizard and dump every stat I have into charisma. Intelligence is the lowest, which is your spellcasting class.
Which is your spellcasting.
There's
it's a -5.
You just literally never ever get a spell off. Ever.
There's a channel on YouTube that is just dedicated to creating fictional characters in D&D, like as playable characters, and I'm certain that guy has done Lockhart
That's
before.
really funny.
That'd be a really good one. Just because it would be so difficult to do anything, and you'd have to have fun just like running away scared from battle and hoping the rest of the crew does everything for you.
Just constantly making up excuses like, "I'm firebolt," and like, "Well, there was some wind, and
The sun's already out.
I'll just let you two figure it out."
It was raining a minute ago, and the humidity in the air.
Well, it was supposed to be a fireball variant. A new friend of mine, I had written her a generous note in the book that I signed for her. She told me to try it out. Obviously, we have to have another talking. It wasn't exactly as she pictured there, so that's how I'd have to explain old Gilderoy away.
Well,
Or like we encounter a beast, like, "Oh, I fought many of these," and uses like the one thing that beast is immune to.
Yeah. That would actually be really funny. Like, yes, we have to use acid damage. It's resistant to acid. Ah, fuck.
Okie dokie. I will stream Desktop Simulator onto Discord. And then I'll ask you guys your fun facts for today, or your questions, and then you can ask me about the fun facts. How about that? Dun dun dun. Streaming Tabletop Simulator into Discord. And then let me pull up.
Oh, I forgot. I'm still passed out.
Yes, you took some.
Oh, Joni.
What was
hits
it?
of the
Yeah,
drugs.
the inhaler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then let me pull up my Springfield crew character sheets. Okay, so Jared's not here, but this could provide extra comedic effect. For the question tonight, I was going to have each and every one of you say something nice about each other.
I don't want to lie.
You know how saying a compliment to someone can go. Like, it can kind of be, I imagine some of these may be backhanded or of
So
varying
we have to say a compliment to
degree.
each person?
So we're just going to go around the circle, essentially. So,
Okay.
you know, and I'll let you decide, Kobe, if you'd
I'm
like to
speaking
do
as
this
Joni.
as
I gotta
Joni.
speak as
Okay.
Joni.
Okay.
Billy's no longer with us, so.
Gotcha. So, yeah, we can start with Joni first then. So Kobe, if you want to say something nice about each one of the members of the group.
Okay, yeah. I like that Ranger Steve talks to me and I can understand that.
Basic.
Yes, the
Yeah,
only
it's nice.
person
It's
in the
nice.
party that, yes, can communicate with you. That would be a compliment of sense,
Yeah.
of sorts.
It seemed like Tyrell was, able to trade something with that lady. I thought that was pretty cool because I also traded something with that lady. So I felt like we bonded over that. That was something nice I noticed about him, and I like the way that Tug's hat looks. So I think that is also pretty cool. I've never seen something like that before. And you guys just accepted me into your group, and it's been crazy. That little gnome guy, he died, and now we're here. So.
When you say nice hat for Tug, do you mean the helmet that's on his head that looks like a
Yeah,
lobster, or do you mean?
Yes, it's his actual lobster.
Okay,
helmet.
okay. I just wanted
Joni has no concept of what that could possibly be.
Because he's had a great number of things on his head is the reason I ask. And I honestly couldn't remember if he had something tied to it or if he had put a bowl on it recently.
Tiara, but the tiara is gone now, I believe.
It is gone, so. Yes. He
traded
and Joni never saw it.
The tiara is gone, but if I remember right, I still have like I still have something tied around my head though.
You're a ridiculous looking character. Joni just looks at you like, oh my god.
The thing you had tied around your head was the tiara, so you gave the tiara to Sib the Soothsayer in trade, so I don't believe you have anything on your head aside from your helmet now, which is just your head, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and check, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But
no, the tiara couldn't fit, so he had to use a piece of his flag or whatever to tie it to his head, so...
Speaking of which, yes, we'll jump to you, Josh, with Josh's shower hour, and you can say something nice about each one of the members of your party.
Well, let's see. Ranger, I just like how, even though Ranger doesn't like me very much, he's always willing to come on little journeys with me. I appreciate his enthusiasm, and I really appreciate how thorough Tyrell tries to think through his actions, because he'd hate to like live a little and just let things be, but you've got to you always want your actions to be right. And yeah, that's about everyone that's in our group anymore. I like how eager. I tell you what I really like about the little dragon guy. He seems to like to party. The guy, he seems like someone that you could really have a good time with.
You should have went with that intro as Joni, Kobe. Like, my name's Joni, and I like to party. Just
I mean,
hot rod it.
partying and substance abuse, I mean, they kind of, sometimes they're easily confused, but I think we're learning.
So you're saying his potential for partying, you're tying to his, I guess, easygoing attitude towards hallucinogens.
Yeah.
Okay. First-hand experience. Yeah, I'd say you're pretty safe in that assumption, probably.
And oh shit.
That's everyone.
That's everyone, I guess.
It is for now. Yes.
Tony, I just love how Tony is like just a go-getter and just always willing to put himself out there and work hard and go for his goals. And if we could all just be more like Tony, I think Toby, sorry.
Oh, you're saying you meant to say Joni, not Tony.
Huh?
Or what you said.
I thought you were just sharing your affection for Tony, the person who disappeared into the woods.
I am.
Oh.
I was saying.
Okay.
What did I say time? I was talking about Tony because he's part of our group.
I don't know that he's recognized by the other members of the group.
That's all right. I'm not positive that I'm recognized by the other members of the group. So that's not really, that doesn't hold high.
That's fair.
With me.
I'm trying to remember. Has Joni met Tony? So yeah, Joni would know who Tony is.
Joni, yeah, and Tony met. I don't know if they know how similar their names are, but
they don't.
We'll jump to Cameron. What is something nice that Ranger Steve has to say about all the other members of the party?
I guess we can start with Joni. He reminds me a lot of this group of people that lived outside our village, that they were kind of grassroots. They just they didn't really accept technology, but for a whole year, when they got to a certain age, they could venture out and experience the real world. And that's sort of reminds me of what he's doing right now. He's really accepting everything that this world has to offer. We know what this world has, and we know what's really bad. He doesn't, so it's I get a bit of a kick out of everything he's trying. So his eagerness is pretty fun to watch after being in that long.
Was
for so long.
The sort of I know the equivalent of Rumspringa. Is it like the Kuatoa equivalent? I think it's like the Wellspring or something that it's called. Like they're allowed to go out into society, same sort of thing.
What are Kuatoa?
All right, on to the next compliment.
Tyrell, I like that I don't have to expect anything from him. And there's just no surprises there usually. So, I appreciate that. He's not a wild card.
So he's consistent. He's
consistent. Yes.
That is definitely an outlier in the group. I feel like there's not a lot of consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I appreciate about him. And good old Tug. I do appreciate his willingness to help others, and us as well when we're hurt. So no matter what beef there may be between him and someone else in the party, or even strangers, he's willing to help.
That's sweet. That's so nice. And then that just leaves us with Jared. I don't know if you're there or not, Jared, but does Tyrell, the question tonight was to provide a compliment, I guess not so much a question, but to provide a compliment to each member of the party.
Yeah, I think just a general one for everyone is I think it's nice and I appreciate it when they notice that I am actually in the group. But Billy was my best friend.
Aww.
Aww.
And the first person to talk about Billy. How sweet.
That's so nice.
And the only one to pay respects at his gravesite.
Joni also paid respect.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to downplay Joni's respect for the fallen. Well, that's so. I like that you lumped everybody into one, and then on a separate thing, gave props to Billy. So, can I ask
R.I.P.
why Billy was Tyrell's best friend?
Because he can't say that he wasn't.
That's a good one.
That you could not have provided a better answer.
People ask him later at parties, "Who's your best friend?" He died. His name was Billy. He loved everything that I did, and
That's a solid pickup line. That is, yeah, that could really work.
All right. Well, unless you guys have any questions for me, we can get started.
I got nothing.
No pressing questions on the world around you, or Morningstar or Apollodaria as a whole? Even minor ones?
Yeah, I have a minor one.
Sure.
What is the most prominent color in our landscape ahead of us?
Prominent color, you mean in like the city that you're going to visit next, or?
Yeah.
I would say black and electric blue would be the most prominent colors in the next location you're going to be. Yeah, yes, yeah. But yeah, interesting question.
Interesting answer. Guys, are we prepared to boogie?
Are you prepared to boogie?
You are the Zoo Warriors Electric Boogaloo too, so
I'm gonna need some more inhaler hits to boogie.
But they make you hit the floor.
Is there gonna be a "Let the Bodies" or "Let the Jonies Hit the Floor" tribute song?
I hope so.
But all right, without further ado, last we left off, you guys were just outside of Edgewood. It was night. Commissioner Cassius Credo, the small child that he saved from the forest, and the rest of you were all awaiting sunset until they lowered the gates and allowed you to enter, because you know that Edgewood closes their gates at night to keep the dangers of the forest out of the town and to keep the children in from disappearing. The sun has just crested the horizon, the faint glow of Ember Peak in the distance, ever present, provided enough light for you to see at night, but you all got your long rest. You've healed completely, got your spell slots back, and are ready to face the day anew.
Oh, good. So I'm up on my feet.
You are up on
Awesome.
your feet. Doing some morning stretches.
Good.
But you see Commissioner Cassius Credo sort of wake up as the sun creeps over the edge and hits his eyes, and he sort of slowly stands up, and the small girl that's with him sort of wakes up as well, and he sort of gestures her to stand up, and he calls out to the guards, Hey, you guys, put the gate down." And they sort of groggily peer over the gate and look down and see that it's Commissioner Cassius Credo and the people, or at least some of them, that entered the forest previously, and they lower the gate.
All right, Cass, show us the way.
Can do.
I immediately waved back at the guards who lowered the gate and said, "Let Blib bless you."
The guards kind of look at each other like, who, and one of them kind of gestures to you. He says, who's Blib? He says, I'm talking to you. Like, who is Blib? I'm asking a question.
Yeah, those who seek will find guidance. You just continue to ask those smart questions. I walk on through.
He just sort of shakes his head like, what an idiot. But you guys enter Edgewood. You walk past the guards. You step into the city. To your left, you can see the housing where you stayed the night. To the right is the blacksmith, the tavern just beyond that, the Emerald Dragon Tavern. And then in the far back right of the city is the sort of congregation, the town hall, and to the left of that is the giant lumberyard. On the opposite side, you can see the other gate, guarded by 2 guards, and you can see that they also have lowered the gate there. There's many children running around. Most notably, you see 2 children sort of at the corner of the tavern, peeking around the corner and sort of pointing at this rather strange-looking fellow by one of the middle houses. And you haven't actually ever laid eyes on someone of his race before, but Ranger Steve, with your worldly travels, you recognize this figure to be a Dragonborn. And this stands out to you because you wouldn't typically see a Dragonborn, let alone one in the setting of Edgewood.
Is he just standing there? Does he look approachable, or is he looking at us?
He just seems to be surveying the town. He definitely seemed to be particularly observing the customs of Edgewood, as in the lowering of the gates in the morning. And you can see that a large number of the lumber workers are filing into the Great Hall, and it looks like they're getting ready to go out for a lumber run. And you recall that when they go out for a lumber run, the thing that always happens before that is the blessings of the axes that allow them to cut down the trees of Edgewood. So Commissioner Cassius Credo sort of turns to you and says, I gotta go bless the axes, so you guys go do your thing, and yeah, nice talking to yous. You
Can I join the ceremony?
Well, unfortunately, it's for the citizens of Edgewood only.
We
That
still
guy over there, is he a citizen?
Which guy?
The draconic guy.
Never seen him before in my life.
I believe we still got business to attend to, though, before you just scurry on off.
Oh, and what business would that be?
Ranger?
You can handle your little ceremony first.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Seriously, just gonna let him walk away like that.
You said you'd give me time. That's all I'm asking for.
We did.
All right. You know where I'll be. Toodaloos. So he sort of walks down the aisle. You see the small girl sort of scoot off to the left. And
Is this foreshadowing? This is weird.
Rejoin her friends. Not a giant. Just rearranging things here. Little girl left. What foreshadowing?
Is he gonna marry the little girl?
I
guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
We've already said he's kind of odd, right?
So you see he kind of tucks back between the alleyway between the tavern and the town hall, and you lose sight of him. So you guys are now standing at the entrance, and it is up to you where you want to go and what you want to do.
I honestly would try and like to sneak and listen to the meeting.
Ooh.
Okay.
The blessing he's doing.
Sure.
Are there any bulletin boards?
There are bulletin boards, but they are advertising the same things that you've seen when you first joined the town, with the addition of one new bulletin that is a missing persons bulletin. and it just so happens to fit the description of the Zoo Warriors Electric Boogaloo 2.
Wait. What does it say exactly?
Who's looking for us?
So, the bulletin reads that a group of adventurers entered Lambros Forest a couple days ago and have not returned, which usually means the worst here in Edgewood. And that for anyone that could provide information on their whereabouts, if they're alive, if they've come back out of the forest, pretty much just any information, there would be a monetary reward.
Hey, I think
I've got an idea.
we need to take and write down some information and give it to Jody, and then he could go and deliver it because they will have no idea about him. He's a completely impartial third person.
Yep.
And then we could figure out who is looking for us and potentially gain some money.
Honestly, I think just Ranger Steve and I are the only two that still look the same, right?
I heard my name. Steve, what happened?
Someone's looking for us, and they obviously don't notice us at the moment. So we're thinking about having you go take some information to this person as if you do not know us.
Oh, what's information?
We're just going to write it on this piece of paper right here, and you're just going to hand it to them.
So the notice says to meet them in the back right corner or the back right table of the Emerald Dragon and to provide the information there.
What?
So, like, the Emerald Dragon, the tavern in town.
Oh, okay.
Where you will meet.
Go back to the forest,
Like,
find the Emerald Dragon.
Yeah, I forget this storyline. What else?
You all might want to be careful what you tell Joni to do right here. He might just turn around and leave.
Emerald Dragon? Yeah, sure. Back in the forest? Gotcha. That would be one hell of a way to say goodbye to Joni. Just be like, all right, see.
That's what I thought I was supposed to do.
I mean, I guess I could. It's morphin time. No one would recognize me at that point.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
hand it
if you want
we
to.
didn't trust Joni to do this.
If we just try to, I think if we can get disguise, right? Am I wrong? Like Tug, didn't you go under some transformations while we were in the
Well,
forest?
he still looks like a giant lobster. He looked like a giant lobster before, so he might have changed a little bit, but he still looks like
The
fucking...
only addition that has happened to Tug since you entered the forest has been the growth of his breasts. Yes.
These perfect, round, plush breasts are just another blessing from my people.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I wouldn't think that would be the same person.
Yeah,
Well,
I've never been to a town before, so I'm up for whatever you guys are down for.
whatever the case, Ranger Steve, you notice kind of out of the corner of your eye that the last of the sort of patrons, the lumber workers, have filed out of the rest of the locations and found their way into the main hall where the ceremony is going to take place.
If Ranger, if you want to sneak in, I'm curious to hear what you report back. Why don't you sneak on in and see what you can figure out, and then we can have this discussion when you get back, if you're down.
Yeah, works for me.
All right. So Ranger Steve, how do you want to approach this? So just standing sort of by the farthest most house gives you a pretty good idea of the lay of the land here. So there's a back door in the alleyway, the same one you saw Commissioner Cassius Credo enter. And then you know the main entrance of the town hall is just across from where all of the axes are kept. So the same lockers that you essentially stole an axe from before.
What?
We did not steal.
Borrowed, whatever you want to call it.
I guess I want to go in that back door. Not go down that alleyway at least.
Sure. So you kind of peek down the alleyway, and you can see that the door is closed, but you can hear, the rustle and bustle of people talking and inside the town hall, but there's no one in the alleyway. It just sort of dead ends right at the wall, too. They've made the most of their surroundings here and just used the exterior wall as the fourth wall of their buildings, so... Pretty much the only place you could go is try and scale the wall or the door through the left, or you could try and climb on the roof. I know the roofs aren't on these buildings here, but just imagine them to be your typical sort of straw housing roofs, the angled structures.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go down to the end of the alley and then try and scale the wall onto the roof.
All right. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Ba, 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 ba.
16.
All right. So the wall is pretty high, but using the walls of the tavern and the town hall itself, you do kind of one of those, like, run up on the right side, jump over to the left, and then propel yourself off of town hall to grab the top of the wall and fling yourself on top. When you're on top, you can see that it's pretty easy to climb on the straw roof. It's a well-made roof, but with a little bit of care and precision, you would be able to, at worst, hear everything that was going on, but at best create a hole for you to sort of see through, maybe no more than, a couple hands size, so you could sort of peek in and observe things through tunnel vision.
Okay. I'm going to move across the roof as silently as possible to where I know the front of the room is.
All right. Give me a stealth check, please. So you're trying to get to where like essentially, you assume it's a congregation, there's a podium, someone's going to speak, it's a town hall. You're going to try and get to where Commissioner Cassius Credo is going to be, right?
Right.
Sure. So
12.
Yeah, 12? All right. Yep, you make it all the way across. You kind of make a point to step on the wooden beams as you go across. They do make a noise, but the congregation is loud enough that it doesn't raise any suspicions. And you hear Commissioner Cassius Credo sort of call out to the group and say, all right. On this blessed day, we go into the forest to retrieve our lifeblood. The lumber that brings Edgewood such prosperity. I ask you now to come up one at a time and to dip your axe into the cauldron. Please form an orderly line. Row 1, you may join us. Row 1 on the left through the sort of small hole that you've created, Ranger Steve. You can kind of peer to the left and see everyone already has their axes. You can kind of see over to the right, all the lockers have been cleared out of the axes. And all of the lumber workers form a very organized line to come and dip their axe in the cauldron. You can't quite see into the cauldron from where you're at, but after the first sort of lumber worker goes through and dips his axe in, you can see what is on the axe is some sort of red liquid. Immediately you assume that this is blood. It has that crimson sort of color to it. But the lumber workers don't seem to be very fazed by it. This seems to be very commonplace for them. And you can see they take that crimson liquid and just sort of continue to rub it on the axe completely as they go back to their seats and file back in. Commissioner Cassius Credo just sort of silently stands there and makes sure that each and every one of the lumber workers dips their axe into the cauldron. And you can tell it's going to take another probably 5 or so minutes for all of them to go and dip their axe in the cauldron. But if you'd like to stay and see
Are you gonna wait real time?
I'm not going to make you wait real time, no. But if you'd like to wait, you can, or I just wanted to give you that option to do anything else if you wanted to.
I think he said he needed to take a leak before he.
So I had to describe all that again?
He's pissing off the side of the roof.
We'll jump back over to you guys in the meantime.
There's nobody that can understand me, so I'm going to stand quietly.
All right.
Yeah, Doug, what should we do?
Well, how do you feel about my idea? Do you want to send Jody in, or
Joni.
do you think what?
Joni, like Tony, but with a J. Joni.
Joni?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying Jody, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a guy I go to church with named Jody. Anyways, Joni.
You could call him Jody. I just wanted to let you know. I'm just saying, from this point forward, it's on you.
With the note?
Yeah. Or do you think Ranger and his Mighty Morphin?
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna find out there. I'm honestly a little more wary about who's looking for us. Because I don't think anyone really cared. I mean, anything that we could have, someone could be looking after us as like someone coming after us with the wake of destruction we left in our path on our way into the forest. So
it's all right. I left the Kuatoa there to clean up. They're doing great. Everyone there is happy now.
So as you guys are discussing what you'd like to do further, you see the Dragonborn figure sort of cross the road and enter the Emerald Dragon Tavern. You don't know where he went inside, but you see the two children that were sort of looking and pointing and laughing at the Dragonborn sort of scurry around to try and get a glimpse inside when one of the guards approaches and tells the children to get away from the tavern, and they scurry off into the housing district.
This place is busy.
Yeah. I would have liked to talk to that Dragonborn.
I guess we could probably go into the tavern if we want.
Yeah, but I mean, we probably need to stay pretty low key right now because there's people looking for us, and we haven't investigated this enough yet.
Yeah.
If anything, I think we should probably get off of the street.
Yeah.
And but we don't want to hide from Ranger either. So
where would you like to go? I'll give you kind of the overview here. So
I think it's best to hide in numbers. You know, just like maybe where you can be in eye shot of where Ranger Steve could probably pop out. I mean, I don't know if we know exactly where he went in, but
so you know he went to the town hall, and that's over here.
Okay. So I'm thinking if we just hide and like we're just kind of around, if it's like we'll kind of just jump into this crowd up there at the end of the houses on the left, but maybe just kind of stand over in that area. Maybe we'll kind of try to blend in a little bit.
Sure. So you
can I like pull my cloak even though it's kind of tethered up over my head? Like, does it give me any kind of not shiny blue crabman?
So unfortunately with your helmet, the antenna that adorn it make it hard for you to pull a cloak over your head. So you attempt to do it and realize that it's just going to look more ridiculous. So, I mean, there may be other means for you to disguise yourself, but pulling the cloak over was not going to do you any favors.
Hey Tyrell, do you have any ideas of how to conceal myself? Because I don't. Because out of every group, I'm gonna say that I stick out.
Yeah. I know. I don't have a disguise kit, which I was hoping I did.
Is there something in your inventory, Josh? Go through your inventory list.
I'm looking right now. It's been a while.
Because I know you have something.
I honestly thought going through my inventory right now.
As you guys sort of make your way through,
I know exactly what it is.
as you make your way through the middle of town, you sort of round that corner, and the group that you couldn't see earlier but had an idea that there was a group there, Tyrell, you sort of look over and realize that it is a group of children playing King of the Hill on a rock. They seem to be very into the game that they are playing.
Being around children is probably not a great idea because they may point and laugh at Tug. I don't know if we want that attention.
Oh, that is true. You kind of like give Tug a little hand gesture, like whoa, whoa, and he sort of holds tight around the corner so you don't see him.
Maybe just right here is okay.
I'm gonna go and pay my respects to the King of the Hill and bow.
All right. Joni approaches. Yes.
That's what you're supposed to do when somebody's on a high pedestal.
Joni approaches and bows, laid low before the King of the Hill. And you see the children sort of look, and they all sort of laugh, and then gesture Joni to rise and then to play with them.
Now I'm gonna walk back over to my group. I just had to pay my respects. I don't know what they're doing, but he's obviously in charge, whoever's up there.
You hear, to the chagrin of some of the kids, there's an audible, like, "Aw," like as you go away, but they quickly start their game again and forget that you were there. But yes, from where you're at, you can see the town hall, you can see the alleyway. You don't see anyone in the alleyway. With the the angle of the roof, you can't see Ranger Steve on the roof, but you can see that the doors are shut, and the only people that are in the town are the guards and the kids themselves. You know that the tavern still seems like there's some life in there, but yeah. We can jump back over to you, Ranger Steve, if you want. I don't know where I left you.
He's on a roof.
Right. I mean, I don't know where you last heard, I guess.
Yeah, so they were just in their progression of dipping their axes.
Yeah, so you actually left at the right time then. So I was saying there was going to be about 5 minutes, you could tell, roughly, of everybody get through the room. If you want to do anything different or wait until they're all the way through, we can say that you've waited, or we can say that you've done something in between that time. I kind of jumped over to the other group in the meantime.
Yeah, no, I heard all that.
Okay.
I went to poop just as soon as I heard you switch over.
Cool. Well, we'll, I guess, by this time say that everybody has returned to their seats. For my sanity, I'm not going to move them back to their seats, but maybe I'll do it while I'm talking. So as you can see, that the sort of ceremony or tradition or whatever you want to call it, it did have somewhat of a very religious sort of undertone to it. Maybe a little bit more cult-like, but none of the, like I said, lumber workers appear to be very fazed by it. This is commonplace. This isn't weird to them. You would think that there would elicit a little bit more of a response if this was blood they were spreading onto their axes, or someone would ask questions. But they all do it willingly. They all return back to their seats, and you see Commissioner Cassius Credo sort of raise his hands to the lumber workers and says, "Watch out for each other's backs. May you have a safe journey and return prosperous. You may go." And they all sort of rank and file out of the town hall. and to where they picked up their axes. And you can see as they leave, Commissioner Cassius Credo begins to sort of take the cauldron and pour it down a drain in the floor. Just roughly like right here, like right off the location of where it was in front of the podium. You could see he sort of finishes dumping out the contents, and he takes what looks like just a piece of cloth and cleans the inside of it very thoroughly with the rag. He then sort of mops up the drain area too with the rag, and then takes the rag with him and goes down the aisle and exits out of the alleyway with the rag. At least you saw him exit the alleyway or exit the doorway with the rag. And now the town hall is empty. So the three of you outside see Commissioner Cassius Credo sort of exit the alleyway. And he comes out and he kind of gives you a nod. And then he makes a right and turns over to the lumber workers.
Hey, I thought I had to be attuned to the Wanda polymorph.
You may have to be.
We figured it out.
I knew what it was from the beginning. My only thing is I thought I had to be attuned to it.
Yeah, so that may be why. Yeah, you no more atonement to things, but yes, attuned to it is probably correct, and that's probably why you can't use it.
Yeah,
but something I guess to keep in mind for the future. So if you were gonna go into a city, needed to disguise yourself, like last night you took a long rest outside the city, you could have used that time to focus on that and attune to the Wanda polymorph.
But you guys were just acting like there was something, which I get it. You probably just weren't thinking that, but it's not that I don't know I have it. I'm not attuned. So, anyways,
no worries.
But
I didn't remember you had to be attuned to that. So, but that was the thing I was thinking of. You are correct.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of as well.
That's what I remembered after you guys mentioned it. Yeah.
Can I just I'm just gonna try really hard to blend in. Just like
so you hug the walls, you stay close, you stay in shaded areas, and
Can I make my own spy song too? My own dude.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Much like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. Yes.
So if he starts making music, I'm on my chest.
All right. So you guys are effectively
go up and down, 'cause that's what we do when we
not
do
being
music.
stealthy at all. You can see some of the children start to kind of gather around as you guys are making music with your body.
This is not working. This is not working. Abort! Tyrell! Do something!
You can see as you're yelling abort to Tyrell, and now the kids have started to point and look at this small little dragon creature and this lobster woman that are standing in front of them.
They're worried about both of them?
I mean, they were making noises, and it looked like there was a street performance, and the kids are...
I'm gonna set my bucket down and continue with our street performance. See if anybody offers, some scraps of food.
I just turn and walk away. Just not towards the people. Nope. There you go. Yeah.
Never mind. That's fine.
So you can see that Tug just walks away, and at first their attention is kind of drawn, but then they see that Joni is just like stomping it on the bucket. And he's drawn a rather impressive crowd, and some of the kids are dropping little like wooden trinkets to Joni, and other kids have provided what looks like some bread scraps and things like that. And they're just...
Can I find a hat to put out for him so that
I was about to say, I want to come back and flip the bucket over. Or is he still using it?
He's using it as an instrument.
Never
you
mind.
can try and flip it if you want.
Nope.
No, he needs it.
It doesn't seem to make a difference. He doesn't need a hat. These children are sort of showering him with these gifts.
Well, yeah, but he's going to have to pick them all up later.
That is true. But if you guys want to continue on looking the crowd that has gathered, okay, Tyrell, where do you want to go?
I'm a little worried. Cassius Credo kind of was luckily not paying a ton of attention to us to see there was only 3 of us.
Uh-huh.
I want to try to find find Ranger.
Sure.
And get it back over here.
So give me a perception check to see if you can kind of discern where he may have gone. You know, he obviously was headed towards the town hall, but
what's that? A D20?
Yeah, D20 perception. Perception.
I haven't rolled in so long. Maybe a 10.
A 10? I mean, you can only assume that with all of the congregation of the town hall in the lumberyard preparing to go on their run, and Commissioner Cassius Credo also in the yard, that would leave one probable location, and that would be the town hall itself. Your best guess is he went down the alleyway because that seems to be the most covert. The main entrance would have been a bit much, but you do not see anyone down the main alleyway. Ranger Steve, what are you doing currently?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just want to, as stealthily as possible, go back towards the alleyway.
All right. You make your way back to the alleyway with no risk involved because everyone is gone. And Tyrell, what do you see but Ranger Steve sort of jump down and hero pose very gracefully into the alleyway? And he sort of stands up and looks at you and gives you the head nod, and you can see, Tyrell, that Ranger Steve is starting to walk out of the alleyway, and you sort of glance to your left, and you see Commissioner Cassius Credo still has his back to you. Nobody seems to be paying you any mind.
Okay, yeah, I want to wave to Ranger Steve to kind of pick up the pace. Let's go.
Sure.
Come on over.
So as soon as Ranger Steve sort of jogs out, sees the little motion from Tyrell, you can see Commissioner Cassius Credo kind of turn around and see that the whole group is there, and turns right back around and gets back to what he was doing, directing his people.
I'm still kind of standing off to the side, just like with my hand over my eyes, like looking down, kind of like just trying to blend in.
Sure.
I can't say the word. Never mind.
You notice that from where you're standing, trying to keep a low profile, that the Emerald Dragon Tavern seems to be rather dimly lit and maybe a good place to kind of stay out of the public eye, and you already know that the children aren't allowed in the tavern.
Can Joni take a hit of his inhaler now that he has a big crowd around him?
Sure, yeah. So give me a Constitution saving throw here to see if you remain conscious.
Oh, I've built up some tolerance. Awesome. Oh, I actually did pretty good here. My Constitution's a -1, so I got 17.
All right, you stay conscious.
Yeah, it was a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
Woo! He's really feeling it now.
Yeah, so the kids don't seem to know what it is that you took, but it, in your mind, has enhanced the experience in the
Just
rest.
offering it to children.
Yeah. Exposing children to drugs, yes. But
Good
they
Always a great experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they think whatever you're doing is very cool, and you can see that a couple of them have run off to go and look for what you can only assume are other buckets to join in.
Oh, awesome.
Ranger Steve, Tyrell.
Yeah, let's just walk back over to Tug.
Sure. So you see a not so inconspicuous lobster man sort of keeping to himself by the other house and approach Tug. And you three stand there silently. Yes. Tug just sort of stands there quietly, not answering your question.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
He's really playing to it. Okay.
I didn't hear what'd you say?
I said I barely saw you over here. You're really stealthy, like really blending in.
Yeah, I do what I can. I'm just this blue creature against this red wall. Nobody will ever. Nobody will ever notice. So it looks like.
Can you ask
Joni-
Tyrell what color that wall is?
Oh, don't have.
Joni seems like he just took another hit from his inhaler, so sending him in is probably not a good idea. How do you? I mean, you pretty sure nobody will recognize you as your mighty morphin self?
I mean, it sort of depends if this person has seen us in some other fashion. So, I don't know. I don't know what we're getting. I don't know who this person is. There's no indication on the note, on the bulletin board of who this person is looking for, or they're looking for us. We don't know who it is, though. So, if we've met them before, then they might. If we fought with them, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Tyrell, can you only go invisible? You can't disguise or change shape.
What shape do you want?
One other than what you are now.
Oh, no.
Why do you want him to change? You can't love him for who he is?
Who he is right now might get us all killed.
So you think you're different enough now that I'm the one that sticks out?
No, but I obviously can't go in there and talk to the guy. I was just wondering if you could change shape, then you could go in there and talk to the guy.
I can blur myself for up to a minute.
Doing that in a tavern may convince people they're more drunk than they think they are.
It might be good not to. I mean, I don't. If we're gonna talk to that guy, we probably shouldn't go as a group of 4. That they're looking.
Ranger, I think you should. I think you need to morph. I think you're our best.
So just for extra clarity here on the bulletin, it did include the full party you left with. So that would include Leonidas, the Tabaxi, Mr. Pickles, and Stalker. So those 3 are no longer with you. So they are looking for, a larger
like
number of people.
7 people right behind us that do appear to be children, but maybe it's them.
Sure, yeah. If they're going on numbers alone, they have you there. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. Yep. I want to go down to the nearest where no one's at, can see me.
Sure. It's kind of hard to find a place where no one can see you, but you kind of tuck away into a little alleyway here, and people are passing on either side, but they don't seem to be giving the alleyway much attention. There's just a barrel in the alleyway. So you guys can converse here a little bit more stealthily if you would like. Seizure warning, sorry.
Okay. Yep. I can go talk to the guy. Or woman, whoever it may be. Looking for us, so it's morphin' time.
All right. I thought you already morphed. Are you morphing back to your normal self?
No, so I wanted to morph in an inconspicuous spot so no one sees me morph.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I didn't know you morphed back because you morphed earlier, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, I thought he morphed when we got into town.
I thought you did too.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you can inconspicuously morph yourself. Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, you guys good with that?
With you morphing, I think that's totally your choice.
Okay, good. You guys good with me going to talk to the guy in the back corner of the bar?
Yes, I think it's the best plan of attack right now.
All right.
Well, we're not trying to get,
So Ranger Steve, you approach the Emerald Dragon Tavern, and you can see where Stalker had once reached up and scraped off the scale on the sign. Still a relatively fresh scar. You walk in and you see a group of 3 guards on the back right table. The Dragonborn character that you had noticed before is kind of over to the left, just sitting by himself, and the barkeep is straight at the back.
Okay, I want to walk over to the Dragonborn.
All right.
And hand him the notice. I'm assuming I pulled off the bulletin board.
And you say, you just got served. Sorry, I'm not. I didn't say anything.
So I just want to approach him and do you know where these people are at?
To be fair, the note does say the back right of the tavern, not the back left.
Oh.
But you can approach the Dragonborn and ask that question if you want.
Awkward.
I could have sworn he said back left. Sure. No, I'll just talk to him. Do you know where these people are at?
Let me look at it. I don't know. It looks like some of these people walked into town just a few minutes ago.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks.
Why are you so curious?
I'm looking for him. I'm a bit of a bounty hunter. I've been checking him for a long time. I just came into town. I didn't see anybody out in the main way, so just trying to collect.
And what interest do you have in these electric warriors?
Just need to ask him some questions, honestly. You know, there's been some talk about some stuff they've been doing out, you know, on the west side of Morningstar, and the last people really saw of them was coming to Edgewood and possibly entering the forest. So this is kind of my.
They went into Lambros, did they?
Yeah, I mean,
it
that's
seemed like maybe a few of them have made it out. Did you not see them on your way into the tavern? It looked pretty obvious the blue one was outside.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't see anybody as I walked in. I came straight to the tavern. Usually, it's a pretty solid place to find people or get information. So.
Yes, taverns have that way of finding information. So tell me, stranger, what is your name?
It's Craig.
Craig. And where are you from, Craig?
Actually from a pretty small town called Chode.
Oh. From Chode over on the west side of Morningstar.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
What about
did
yourself?
these
I haven't seen someone like you in a long time.
You mean a dragonborn?
Yeah.
That would make sense. Not many people see a dragonborn, and most are usually curious. Well, I come from Nicantes, not too far from here. My name is Tundraka Easter.
I want to say pleased to meet you in Draconic too.
Oh, well, let's have this whole conversation in Draconic then. That way, less ears to hear.
You guys continue your conversation, but in a new tongue.
Oh, no, not an overlay. Just actually do it.
By all means.
Yes, it's parcel time.
Yeah.
That's the only way this conversation can go now. Like,
I'm loving it though.
Well,
not to intervene. Keep going.
Very interesting. I don't meet many humans that know Draconic. You wouldn't happen to be a ranger, would you?
What makes you think I'm even a human?
Well, you know, it seems that that axe that you carry and whatever it is there on your shoulder seems to have matched the human that had walked into the town earlier. It just seems that perhaps you have disguised yourself, bounty hunter.
That's a good thought, but no, it's yeah. This is a pretty common act, I think.
So, in the shoulder-mounted weapon there, You didn't happen to walk in with that kobold, the elf, and whatever the hell that thing was.
I mean, I don't know what thing you're talking about, but no, I came alone.
Cameron, go ahead and give
Interesting.
me a persuasion check. Or not a persuasion, it's deception, I believe. Yes, it is a charisma check, deception roll. So D20, charisma modifier.
8.
Kobe, can you build out your check? I imagine it's probably greater than 8, seeing as it is 8 plus your charisma modifier, plus your proficiency, but...
Yeah, so it's going to be 11, 12.
Yeah, so Ranger Steve, you do not succeed in persuading him to believe that.
Well, so you claim to not to be the guy that walked into the town, but you want to know information about these electric warriors. Tell me, who sent you on this bounty hunting quest? And why are you so interested?
Actually, pretty classified information. I can't tell you who. But, you know, like I said, they've done some interesting things.
What things? Please, let me know.
There's been some talk of destroying, you know, a couple of towns, but also doing some good deeds along the way. So my supervisor, I guess you could say, is interested in their behavior, or, you know, what they're really trying to do.
Interesting. And dare say, what does this bounty pay? Is it dead or alive?
Most definitely alive, yes.
Oh, alive. Interesting. Okay. And how do you plan to grab a group of this size alive? You must be quite the formidable bounty hunter. You said you came alone, is that correct?
Yep, I have my ways.
I see.
We can jump outside real quick if you guys have anything you want to do. If you want to peek in and check in on your group, Tyrell or Tug, or by extension, I guess, Joni, or, you know, you can have Joni kind of fade.
Yeah, I'll say as I'm sitting here talking to Tug, I kind of want to make some small talk about like maybe some business ventures. Been looking into maybe trying to make some money. I know before the forest you had a good seemed like you had that under order.
Are you referring to the blackmail that you were holding over Commissioner Cassius Credo?
No, I just meant he always seemed to have money.
Oh, so you want to go shopping is what you're trying to say?
Well, I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Tug, anything to say to such a proposition?
It's all right. Yeah, that's kind of what I expect. Trade secrets.
Well, with Tug not being responsive, if you'd like to do anything else, Tyrell, you can, or we'll jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just, as I'm waiting for him to say something, I'm just kind of like whistle and like look around.
All right. As you whistle and look around, you can see Joni is still just getting at it on the bucket drum, and you can see that the large party of lumber workers have exited town and are headed down the trail to go into the forest, leaving Commissioner Cassius Credo to sort of sit on a bench and what looks like take inventory of the lumber yard. Looks like we lost Josh here, so if
he went to go make money somewhere else.
yeah, he's really focusing on blending in and has become introspective.
You could join Joni in a game of bucket over there.
Yeah, or you could step in the tavern and just pretend like you don't know people. I want to give you an option. I don't want to leave you in the throes here too much. But if you're good to blend in with Tug, we can just jump back over to the conversation in the bar until they conclude their business. I'll take that as a yes. All right.
Jesus.
Lots of quiet introspection tonight. Oh, back to the conversation in the bar.
Well, stranger, I think before we continue any further, perhaps we should get some drinks on me. Bartender, we'll take 2 whiskeys.
So the woman behind the bar, in a very soft voice, says, 2 whiskeys coming up. And then you see her take a shot of the Fireball or Dragon's Fire whiskey. I forget what I called it. And then in a voice very much deeper than the one she spoke initially, puts 2 Dragonfire whiskeys on the table and says, "Drink up." And then steps back behind the bar. She says, "I'll put it on your tab."
Okay, I'll offer a cheers. But as soon as we get close, I'm gonna whisper to him.
Okay, I'll reach up for the cheers.
Okay, buddy. I'm gonna be frank with you. That was me. I'm Ranger.
And I'd shoot the whiskey.
All right.
Well, Ranger. And what is your name, Ranger? Is it surely not Craig?
No, it's Steve.
Steve, Ranger Steve. And you are a member of these Electric Warriors?
Yes. So.
Interesting. Well, where is the rest of your party? I saw the blue one and the elf, and it appears you have found a kobold along the way.
Yep, I believe they're just should be outside still.
And the tabaxi, the green one, and what about the gnome? Where is the gnome?
Well, the tabaxi and the green one, we lost them along the way in Lambros.
You went inside the forest?
Yep, we went through the forest and got out.
Interesting, very interesting. I don't know many people other than the guards of this forest that go into Lambros and make it out alive. You hear stories, of course, but you don't quite believe them. But you, however, it seems that maybe you have. And what were you saying about the gnome?
Billy sort of sacrificed himself inside the forest.
Billy Banger, perchance?
Yes, Billy Banger.
Interesting. Well, perhaps you and your group would accompany me back to Nicentes. We're very interested there in the Kuatoa and what has been going on across. We'd be interested in securing trade.
Well, I'm not a... what were they again? What'd you say?
The Kuatoa. Rumors precede you, of course, you Electric Warriors, of something to do with you coming in and the Kuatoa following right behind. Perhaps I was hoping that maybe you could direct me to some information on the Kuatoa.
Yeah, so the big lobster, he talks about something that sounds like Kuatoa a lot. So why Why don't you pop outside and talk to them? Tell them I sent you.
Why don't we both come?
I've got some business in here that I need to handle alone.
Then please don't let me hold you. I will finish over here with my cigar.
So Ranger Steve is stepping out. Is that correct?
I'm stepping to go talk to the guards in the right back corner.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Like I initially planned to do.
Gotcha. So, yes, you approach the 3 guards who appear to be very deep in their cups. And they, one that appears to be the leader sort of turns and says, "Oh, what do you want?"
I'm looking for these people on this notice we found out there on the board.
Did you find them?
I'm actually just looking for them. So
Ah, damn it! I was gonna say if you found them, that I would want some of that gold.
What gold?
On the notice. Did you not? Did you not read the notice? It says gold reward on the notice.
Oh, it said to meet someone back here for a reward if you'd seen them. So
Well, why do you
figured-
think we're sitting here?
I just figured, we're both looking for the same group of people. See if you had any different information that I had.
Well, it sounds like you have information that you should tell us. Isn't that right,
Okay.
boys? After all,
Christian,
we
can I
are
pay
the
my tab?
guards. Yeah, you can pay.
I'm gonna pay my tab and go stand by the door.
Sure. So you pay
Continue
your
to
tab and
smoke.
stand by the door, and the guard says, "My buddies and I think you should spill the beans you got, 'cause you come over here looking for those guys, means you must know something."
Do I look like those guys?
No, and I didn't say you were, but I think you know something. And he sort of reaches out and touches your nose with his index finger. And he sort of
Roll
turns to his friends and laughs.
All right, boys, how about we talk about this over some drinks?
I think that's a great idea. You're buying, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We'll get to it. Chomp chop.
All right, I'll walk out to the bar.
All right. Yeah, yes, can I get you something?
Those boys over there are like super, super drunk. Do you got anything that might put them to sleep?
You plan to roofie someone?
No, they're just sort of acting a fool. So just figured before they do anyone else any harm, maybe just give them a little sleepy time.
They work the night shift. It's not exactly the easiest shift, so to them, they're off work and they're drowning their sorrows a little bit. I would hate to do anything that would give them too much of a headache and compromise the security of Edgewood, but I think maybe just one more Dragonfire whiskey would be enough to knock them out.
All right, let's do that.
So she sort of takes a hit of the Dragonfire whiskey and says, "Coming right up." She puts the 4 glasses in front of you and pours 4 and says, I'll put it on your tab."
Appreciate it, thanks. Just gonna take it over there.
All right. You take the Dragonfire whiskeys. Go ahead and deduct 4 gold from your inventory.
I have lots of gold now, and it doesn't hurt me to lose 4.
And you set it on the table, and almost before you can set them on the table, the one that's been addressing you the entire time slaps you on the back. If it had been a second sooner, you would have spilt the drinks. He says, "You're all right. I was just giving you a hard time earlier. I hope no hard feelings."
Hey, not at all. I can see you guys, work here in the city, probably work out in Lambros. Probably had a tough night.
Oh, it fucking sucks, dude. We're up on that wall, and there's just nothing that goes on. Like, you guys kind of like, I don't know. You can tell them too. It's just boring. And like, such an easy job too. Stand here. Don't open the gate for anybody. Okay, boss. Can do.
Yeah, no, that would totally suck. I would hate that.
Well, what about you? You look like a strong guy. And he takes a shot of the Dragonfire whiskey, and he sort of looks at his two compatriots like, are they going to drink theirs? You could see one of his compatriots sort of shakes his head and like pushes it towards the guy, and you could see that he puts his head down, and one of them is going to try and sleep at the table.
Oh, jeez, man, you must have. Guess had a tough night.
Well,
Sure you don't want.
No,
Sure you don't want another drink? You want something else?
I'm
guy who-
no. Are you talking to me or my friends?
Whoever's not drinking.
Well, he's sleeping. He's kind of cute when he's sleeping. He's my friend. But I'll drink his drink, and Jeb over there, he can hold his liquor like I can.
Yeah, you're a big guy. I bet you can hold it pretty good. Pretty
Yeah,
well.
You see this right here? He sort of holds up his bicep. Says, I cut down a tree in one chop. One chop. But you know what?
I don't believe that.
No, they say no, you're on guard duty. 'Cause they're jealous.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's it. I mean, one chop's pretty good. I can't imagine they wouldn't utilize that potential.
They're just they don't know anything about cutting down wood. But those zoo guys, they came strolling through, and then the next thing you know, a couple of days later, there's a bulletin up asking for a reward, and it's just kind of keeping my eyes peeled for things, you know.
Who put that notice up there?
I didn't see. It was just yesterday, and it had to be during the day 'cause I was working the night shift, and nothing gets past these eagle eyes.
So you came into the bar to try and find other people who knew about them so you could collect the gold.
Bingo.
Man, that's a solid plan.
I got the brawn and the brains and the eyes.
Man, I can see that.
That's why Jeb and John stick with good old Gus. I'm Gus. That's me.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Gus.
And what is your name?
Oh, it's Craig.
Craig. Craig, you're all right guy, you know.
You know what? I appreciate that.
I thank you for the drinks. I'm
Absolutely.
getting tired, and I think I'm gonna go home. Do you know where I live?
I don't know. I've actually never been here before, but I can walk you home, walk you out at least.
Okay. If you insist. And he sort of daintily puts his hand out for you to take it.
Yep, I pull him up.
He sort of stumbles to his feet, and you can see that he's really going to struggle to walk anywhere. Like the liquor hadn't really hit him as much as he thought until he got on his feet. But you can assist him to the door. His other friend, the one being passed out, and the one that actually does seem to be holding his liquor but not willing to talk, stay behind, and you sort of step outside with Gus kind of draped on your shoulder there, and you see...
Just a second there, Ranger Steve, and I grab onto his shoulder there, and then I look at the other guy. Why don't you just get lost?
And
I'm gonna try to... Yeah.
You see the guy kind of like flop his head over in like the laziest way possible. Like it's like hanging down in front, and he just sort of barely turns it to get a one eye, and he says, What the hell is that guy? And he's like got a dragon face.
Yeah, so I push him over and tell, you guys better get your friend out of here. Take him home.
So you push him back into the bar, and the one guy who's asleep doesn't even respond, and his friend, who seems to be in an all-right condition, sort of sighs like this is very commonplace, and just sort of silently moseys over to pick his friend up off the floor. And you can see it at this point that Gus is so out of it that he might be asleep just on the floor.
Sorry, Ranger. I couldn't help but to notice that conversation that you had was quite boring. Perhaps those were not the guys that you were looking for.
Perhaps not.
Well, then perhaps you should take me over to the group, because I am the one who put out the flyer.
Before I do that, what's your name?
You can call me Detective Easter. My name is Tundraka Easter of the Tundraka clan.
Easter, huh?
Detective Easter.
Okay, Easter. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna tell me to find them too. I don't know where they went. I left them a while ago.
As you're saying you don't know where they went, you kind of look over to the left in the alleyway where you left them, and they appear to, as if frozen in stasis, not have moved or breathed since you left them.
Oh, God damn it.
You sort of ashamedly nod to Detective Easter and say that they're over there. So you approach and enter the alleyway. Enter Tug and Tyrell.
Hey boys, so that didn't really go according to plan. I bumped into this guy. The guys who I thought did the notice were just a bunch of drunks. So this is the guy that was looking for us. His name is like Private Easter,
Ooh,
I think.
sorry, sir. What do you mean us? I don't know who you. What is this?
I have never met you a day in my life. Stranger, please leave me alone.
Oh, my bad. I just want to walk away.
All right.
I'm gonna put out a hand. Hold it just a second, Ranger. These seem to be the friends that you will walk here with.
Is it only me, or is he cut up?
Oh, I think it's part of his character.
Seem from this.
He's lagging.
Is-
Hardcore.
Yeah, you're cutting.
Is it coming through choppy?
Yeah.
Not when you do your normal voice.
It's just occasionally that it chops up, but I don't think it's due to your voice. I think it's just a connection thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just playing. And again. Action.
Now, Ranger Steve here told me that you two are part of this electric warrior group. Is that correct?
I look over at Tug.
I am confused why all these strange people keep confronting me today. I just minding my own business. And you, sir, why do you keep staring at me?
Sorry, I had to rejoin. I lost you there right as you started to talk, Josh. So
he was just saying, why do so many strange people keep approaching me today?
And you, sir, I do not appreciate the way you just stare at me.
Well, I'm sorry, madam, that people seem to stare at whatever it is that you are.
Why are you? I am clearly addressing this man right here who is continuing to stare at me. I don't like. Men need to learn some decency. My eyes are up here.
Madam, perhaps you could cover yourself. I imagine you look ridiculous enough already. Perhaps some decency wouldn't hurt you.
Excuse me. Who do you think you are to even assume that I turn around and walk off. I just can't. I can't even.
Everyone's just walking away. And now it just leaves Tyrell standing there quietly with Detective Easter.
Shadarkai.
Awkward.
So actually, I'm going to speak to him in Elvish. Shadarkai, do you claim to not be with the Ranger?
Just Rangers, dude.
You're within eye shot and earshot, but you're just kind of standing back, close enough to not be putting Detective Easter in a state of concern, but close enough that he knows you're not going anywhere, kind of thing.
I haven't heard anyone speak that tongue in many moons.
And how many moons have you been traveling with this group?
That is quite the question. At one point, I believe there were actually two in the sky at once.
There are always two in the sky. Just look up.
Yeah. Do you want
you do recall that even last night there were two moons, and now that you think about it, there have always been two moons.
Yeah. But how often are they both in the new moon stage?
Well, that is a good question. What is your name, Shadarkai?
Tyrell.
Tyrell, interesting. And the Rangers said that part of your party got lost in the woods or perhaps died. Can you verify that fact?
I can't give you legal verification. I'm not, an organ donor. That's not what I was thinking of. I don't know they're dead, but they're most likely.
Interesting. And the gnome, Billy Banger?
I'm gonna kind of pull a tear away. I'm just he for the greater good. He gave his life.
I see. And I'm gonna walk forward and put a hand on his shoulder. That must have been tough for you.
You feel the power in this Dragonborn's sort of hand touching your shoulder. It is one of comfort and sorrow, sympathy, but this Dragonborn stands much taller than most of the humanoid creatures.
He's about 6'5".
Yeah, you come across.
Ah,
And you're
is
about what,
that?
5'2", Jared?
I did write it down. I remember 5 something. So, yeah. I might have said 5'5", 5'2", 5'5", something like that.
Gotcha.
And that's in gnomes.
Well, Shadar-kai, Tyrell, it seems that you've had many struggles and lost members along the way. Is this Electric Warriors your clan?
Ooh, we don't like that word.
Which word is that?
That one. We're a boogaloo. I think that's what we are technically. I think that's the encompassment of multiple individuals.
Of all the rumored names that I heard of your clan, I did not think that the Electric Boogaloo 2 would have been that. It seemed the most outrageous.
Yeah, it's a diversion tactic.
Ooh, do you have reasons to cause a diversion, perhaps?
Well, yeah, we tend to have people looking for us for various reasons, and
Well, Shadar-kai, I will cut to the point. I am the one who put up this flyer after finding out that your whereabouts may have taken you here to Lambros. I have some personal interest, but it seems that the gnome is no longer with you. But there's still some interest to bring you back to Nicantes. Have you ever been to Nicantes before?
No.
Ah. Well, there's quite the nightlife in Nicantes. The Artificers College. It's quite the attraction there.
Could I maybe make something of myself? Make some a new business venture?
Perhaps there's plenty of people there willing to buy goods and services, and the most interesting.
I hear business adventure and just like pop my head back around the corner.
Yes, so your antenna sort of come around the corner first, and then eagerly the rest of you.
Just the eyes. It's just antenna and eyes. It's all it is.
Okay, just right now. Yeah.
And then I just. It seems we got off to the wrong foot. Please join the conversation. We were just talking about the business.
And I actually just kind of put my hand like, you didn't want to talk about the business venture earlier.
I say, Tyrell, shut up. You don't speak for me.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I assume you guys are speaking in common now, so.
Yes. And, well, madam, I did not catch your name earlier.
Business venture is just business venture.
Right, of course, yeah. It's not an elvish word, yeah. They don't know what business is.
Like, I didn't hear anything that made any sense until he heard business venture.
Yeah. Much like Joni doesn't understand common until he hears Joni, and then he knows that he's being talked about. Yes.
Madam, what is your name?
I am. That was me speaking dragon.
I couldn't understand it, sorry. I didn't catch that, madam.
For I am Blib. Do pull up. How could you not recognize me?
Should I have recognized you as Blib Dupula?
I just want to say no from a distance.
Ranger Steve is just standing there with his arms folded, shaking his head like, no, no.
Those who have been brought out of the darkness and now in the light definitely recognize me as Blib Dupula.
And when you say Blib Dupula, are you referring to the mythical Blib Dupula? Is that who you claim to be?
In the flesh. Thank you. Yeah. You can also call me Tug.
Tug.
I go by
What an interesting name, madam. We've busted plenty of people for tug jobs before.
If there is a job, Tug can sure do it.
Perhaps maybe wherever you came from you gave those tug jobs, but you might want to keep that to yourself if you are to accompany me on these business ventures in my counties.
No commitment either way. But yeah, what's more, we both like to hear about these BAs, as we can call it, to be on the down low.
Well, I'll have to admit the reason I was able to come out and come search for you electric warriors. It seems that the Kuatoa have disrupted some trade, and that's gotten certain key figures, wealthy figures, upset. They would like to see if that could possibly be resolved. And rumor was that the Electric Warrior clan was involved.
The Kuatoa have upset what kind of trades exactly?
The shipping trades. We'd like to make sure that the trade lanes at the Trident are opened back up. It would be very profitable for those involved.
What? The Kuatoa have messed up the shipping trades.
He's saying that from the outside perspective, the Kuatoa being known to take over this 1/3 of Frogspear, or the Trident, has scared away some of the business, not because of direct interference from the Kuatoa, but from a standpoint of business owners not wanting to know, or not wanting to take the risk until they know all of the variables. Essentially, people that send goods to the Trident and send them back from the Trident want to know that what they're sending to and from there is not going to be put at jeopardy by the introduction of the Kuatoa into Frogspear.
Oh, well, I can guarantee. You need to be talking to me, in other words, because I can guarantee that your shipments are safer with the Kuatoa there protecting. I mean, you're needing basically what you're needing is an insurance policy.
Correct. And unfortunately, I'm not the one you need to guarantee this to. That of course would be somebody else.
My friend, you have hit the jackpots of jackpots.
Perfect. You have made this so easy for me. Please, we need to go and assure the scale of Nicantes. She would be very interested to know that you could ensure that this trade opened back up and that the Kuatoa would oversee it. Perhaps it might be very profitable for you.
It could be.
You sure like using perhaps. I mean,
Thank you, Tyrell. I'm very, did you hear what I was thankful for you about? Because my compliment had to do with the way that you are a thinker.
I like to think.
There's a lot of maybes and perhaps. My insurance policies aren't exactly cheap. When you're looking for premium protection, there's only one who can provide that.
And have you, madam, been to the city of Nicantes and seen the wealth that is there?
And you have?
I live there.
It looks like you live in Edgewood.
I am traveling to Edgewood to find you.
So you have been to Edgewood? Now I'm confused. Are we not in Edgewood?
You're in Edgewood.
No, I know that.
Oh my
I
God!
rode a carriage. I took a carriage from Nicantes to Edgewood. I heard a rumor that perhaps these electric warriors were involved with the Kuatoa, and perhaps that they had made their way towards Lambros Forest and Edgewood.
What exactly is your employer worried about? What is she shipping? What is she bringing in that the Kuatoa could cause any worry about? I mean, these are
There is plenty of trade that goes through Nicentes and goes out towards the Trident. It's not just my employer. You see, I am a detective. That is why I was sent out to go and solve the mystery of where these electric warriors were at. My boss, however, she is in charge of many things. And she is one to talk to open back up trade lanes for the very rich and wealthy of the city. There's a lot of old money in Nicentes. I, however, cannot claim any of that money, for I am not old nor wealthy.
Is there like a pool of water anywhere?
Nicentes is surrounded by water. Water navigates our cities. People travel by boats often. You'll find no shortage of water in Nicentes.
Nicentes. Nicentes. And how would we spell Nicentes? Like my panties?
Do you want me to? Do you want me to tell you how to spell Nicantes? Nicantes.
I have to look at my notes how it's spelled.
I can tell you now if you want to write it down.
Go for it, Christian. I have to pull up that page.
Okay.
N-Y-C.
Damn it! I have no let. N-Y-C.
C-T-A-N-T-H-E-S. Nicantes or Nicantes.
Nicantes.
Hey, can we get the phonetical spelling?
Use it in a sentence.
Nicantes is the name of the city.
Is there
where
a water?
Detective Easter is from. There is not water nearby that you can tell. I mean, you know, there's any number of bowls and things and barrels that may contain water, but there's no actual just pools of water lying around or ponds or wells.
So there's not like a water trough for anything?
Yeah, there's a water trough, you know, for horses or whatever. Like I said, there's barrels of water somewhere too, but none in your sightline at the moment.
What's in this barrel in front of me?
You haven't checked yet.
Well, can I open up the barrel in front of me?
Sure.
Before he does that, I see what he's going for, and I've seen scary things pop out before. So I want to walk around the other corner of the.
Hey, dragon guy, what's your name exactly? What can I call you?
What the fuck? What? Said it like
I
3
see
times.
that you lack manners, madam, but my name is Tundraka Easter, but you may call me Detective Easter.
All right,
That worked for you.
that's good. So what's in my barrel?
So you pry open the barrel, lo and behold, there is water contained within the barrel.
I get so excited, my nipples get hard. Tyrell stares. Ranger just shakes his head in disappointment, and I climb in.
Are you climbing
Okay,
feet
well,
first?
What?
You climb in feet first?
Tits.
Yeah, I'm getting in the barrel.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. It's big enough for you to fit in and submerge yourself completely, yes.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right. You sit in the barrel, the water kind of overflows a little bit as you get in, but you submerge yourself. And before you communicate with your people, I heard Ranger Steve say he wanted to do something.
Yeah, I want to get out of my morphine.
Sure. So the
And then
oak,
just
standing
oak
over
flesh
there.
kind of
Just kind of-
peels
yeah.
back from you, and
Yeah, and then just explain to Mr. Easter, he's gonna try and talk to his Kyoto people now. He does this from time to time. Yeah, I think we'd be down to join you to my panties. But first we've got some stuff to deal with in Edgewood, so if you could kind of just wait for us while we kind of get our business figured out. Yeah, we'd appreciate that.
What is it that you need to deal with here, Ranger?
We just need to speak with Cassius Credo. He kind of runs the joint around here, so we've got potential business with him. So I need to keep an eye out for him. We still need to talk to him.
standing in the middle of the street, you hear Commissioner Cassius Credo say, "Well, I'm right here."
Perfect.
Commissioner.
Chance to talk
It
to you.
seems that these electric warriors here have some business with you. Is this true?
You are correct. They got some business with me. And I gotta say,
Very well.
the people at Edgewood don't take real kindly to blackmail.
Can I just pop my eyes out of the barrel? I mean, I'm just in a barrel. I can hear them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
eyes popped out. I'm just gathering information.
Sure. He says, "I don't know who yous are back there, Mr. Dragon Guy."
Ah, well, let me introduce myself. Detective Easter.
Ah, good.
Of
A
Nicantes.
detective. Excellent. I would not associate yourself with these miscreants. They have caused me much trouble, and of all people to talk to, I think you're the guy. These people are criminals.
And what charges do you bring against them?
Blackmail.
Hmm.
They threaten
What?
me in my town, all livelihood. They come in spreading rumors and lies about the forest. That forest is our lifeblood. You take that from us, and we got nothing. Now, I want you to round these people up and put them in the slammer.
Interesting. And perhaps you have heard of the scale of justice?
Yeah, I've heard of your scale of justice. So do your job and throw these people away. Because if you don't, I'm going to with my people.
Well there, warrior clan. It seems you have a choice. Accompany me to Nicantes.
No. That is not what I said. I said you throw them in the slammer here. They're not going anywhere with you.
It seems that you have
You hold no authority
misunderstood.
here. This is my town. This is Edgewood. Not your Nicantes.
And does Edgewood not honor Nicantes? Do you not honor the trade of Nicantes? Perhaps maybe one of the swords would be interested in coming and seeing what is going on here.
Hey, buddy, you need us as much as we need you.
Well,
Actually, based on some information we discovered, they might not need you anymore, Mr. Credo.
Fine. If you don't need me anymore, I'll go away. Our proposition is ended, and you can go on your merry little way and stay the hell out of Edgewood.
All right, you'll be seeing our associates around.
well, there
Whatever.
you have it, warriors. Either you stay here and we put you behind bars for the guards to do with as they please, or you accompany me and go before the scale and talk about the Kuatoa. What is it going to be?
I don't feel welcome here, so
Well, it's fine. This town's probably not going to last much longer. It's going to get a new brand. So
Can I just like turn my eyes towards Ranger and give him a little wink?
Sure. The eyes, that are popping out of the water sort of turn, and one of them just winks, causing a little bit of a ripple in the barrel. You guys hear a bell ringing in the town, and maybe some like sliding of like wood and things like that.
It seems that the gates are starting to close. Perhaps we should make our way outside.
yeah, fine with me. Hey, Cass, just count your days, because
He already left.
Oh, well, that'd been nice to know before I talked.
Sorry, I thought me moving him on the screen that's my bad. But
sorry, I wasn't looking at the Discord.
as you guys go to step out of the alleyway, you notice that the gates have been closed, and that there is a crowd of children sort of standing between you and the end of the alleyway here. And they're just
let's fight, guys.
they're just the children that you saw earlier. But
I'll punch the kid.
Settle down, settle down. There's no reason to harm the innocent. Let's
Is
get out to the city.
they
is
all
Joe?
Joni, you can't see right now. But you see step around behind all of the children and stand sort of with them between him and you is Commissioner Cassius Credo. And he sort of shouts out from behind the children. He says, "I told you this wouldn't end well for you. You're not
Cassius.
leaving this town."
Hold it just a minute, Cassius. The Scale and I have doings with this clan here. It would be in your interest to release these prisoners to me. You will be well compensated.
So let me see your compensation.
Yeah, so I show him at first my badge to signify that I am who I say that I am.
Very shiny.
Yes.
But I hope
And
that
you
isn't
will
your
receive-
compensation. Because if it's not here with
It's
you
not the
right now,
compensation.
then I'm afraid that's not good enough.
Well, it's not here right now, but you wouldn't want to attack
Children,
one of the justices.
and he just sort of
of
snaps
my
his
cantons.
fingers. You see, as the kids start to pick up rocks and sticks off of the ground, he sort of says, "You may attack." And the first 4 children run towards you. I need you guys to roll initiative.
He has to fight children.
Am I not even going to get to talk to my people? Like, I'm in a barrel?
you can do this if you want. Yeah, it's up to you. You're in the barrel at the moment, so it's your call.
I waited patiently for my turn.
I know.
This has just gone to hell.
Hey, man, sometimes you want to communicate with your people, and you're in a barrel, and you're real excited, and then 4 kids decide to rush you. So you can just duck. You can duck in the barrel and communicate with your people while all your companions fight a bunch of children. But that's up to you. I will give you that opportunity.
Well, I would just like to point out that really only my eyes are sticking out of the barrel, so they may not even know that I'm there.
That's what I'm saying is you've got a chance to pull this off if you want.
Yeah, like I rolled initiative, but I'm in the barrel. Like,
Yeah.
I'm, like,
Okay, so the children are going to attack in a mob essentially as one group. So,
Good luck, Tyrell.
Tyrell is kind of first and foremost here, but The kids rolled an 8.
Oh, that's better than me. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Steve's 15.
Easter
I'm 11.
is a 2. Tyrell, what'd you get?
Oh. 2.
What'd you say?
So Ranger Steve is up first, right? You said you had a high number?
15.
15.
Kid
And then,
9.
yeah, Tug had 11. So it's going to go Ranger Steve, Tug, the kids, Easter, and Tyrell. And this is just the first wave of kids. There are more than 4 of them.
Okay. Yell out morphin time again.
All right. You have the oak flesh peel over your skin and protective armor, and you become the Ranger Steve you were earlier.
Okay. I just want to use my moves to just. You're gonna have children attack us, Cassius. Is that what I'm seeing here? These little kids. You're hiding behind.
You're
little
trying to
kids.
guilt trip me. I've already sent them after you. They're coming.
Well, I mean, good luck. I'm not gonna hit a kid, but I can't wait to get my hands on you, you piece of shit.
That's what I'm counting on. You're not gonna hit children. Look at the big brain on that guy. Oh man.
That's all. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
That's
so
mine.
that's your turn.
Move.
Yep. Tug, you are up.
I reach out to Hewitt.
All right, so you duck into the barrel, and your eyes just sort of bloop as they create little tiny ripples in the top of the barrel. But for the most part, yeah, nobody knew you were in the barrel, and you have submerged yourself. What would you like to say to Hewitt?
Hewitt,
Yes, my lord. Yes.
how? Hey, so how's everything going?
Great, my lord. Things are better than they've ever been.
Great. Well, tell me.
The Kuatoa civilization is thriving. Your communication with the outside world, your missionaries, have brought great success. We have begun to earn the trust of some of the more understanding people of Frogspear, and have actually brought some races outside of the Kuatoa into the fold.
I thank you, child. I'm so proud of you right now. Like, you're just bringing tears to my eyes.
Your pride fills me with honor.
So yeah, keep going. Keep telling me.
The statue is completed and polished. It shines bright. We bask in its glow daily. And while I admit trade in the city is a bit slow, our production of blueberry wine and the gathering of seaweed, we have great stores that will last us for a long time.
That is well. That is very well. Is the barkeep still being paid?
That is
He
well.
is most agreeable. He is sitting high on the lap of luxury, as he says, and the best damn decision he ever made.
That is good. I am happy to hear that.
And Lord, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the excitement. I'm sure you will be excited to hear this. The hatchlings. They have spawned.
Oh, that is wonderful.
They are strong tadpoles.
That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. I cannot tell you the joy that this all brings to my heart. I feel that the commandments have been working out. Things have been working out well with the new laws. Is everybody liking the new laws?
Yes, they're excellent. The shortened work week is very good for productivity.
That is wonderful. Do you have any more great or even bad news? I understand. Like, do you have any more news for me?
I mentioned earlier that business to the frog spear has seemed slower than usual, but I cannot say that it is bad by any means. We do not offer many goods to trade with the other people of Frog Spear, aside from our blueberry wine and seaweed, but those are holy consumptions that we do not share with the outside world.
What about the pearl trade? That should be working out well for you, though, shouldn't it?
The pearl trade has proved rather difficult in that there are no clams in rivers that yield pearls.
Okay. What about the salvage trade? Didn't I have y'all doing salvaging?
We have been salvaging most of the remnants of the city we took over. Things are looking much cleaner now than they were once before. But as far as salvage of ships, we have not made our way far up or down the Trident. We have mainly been focusing on salvaging what is left of the city. Right now, we're in a stage of organization.
Okay, but the people in the city are benefiting. Like, you're helping them rebuild their homes, and like, are they coming around to you? Are they thankful? They seem to be glad that you're there.
Yes, some are glad we are here. Most of the ones that we are helping rebuild, but there are others. The sexy pants side of the Trident are rather resistant to our assistance.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And so trade is down. What if I could tell? I've got a couple things I'd like to run by you, and I just need your opinion on it. How would you think the people would feel about being kind of insurers, or making sure that high dollar deals and goods and transportation was achieved into Frog Spear, and like if the Kuatoa act as maybe like an insurance policy, you think the people could be good at that? You think you guys could handle such job?
My lord, you could ask us to do anything, and we would make it so.
Yeah, but I mean, I want you guys to be happy. Like, don't you think that
we are happy to serve Blibdu Pulip?
Have you heard any? Have the missionaries reported back? Like, have they gone out into the world yet? Have you had any report back about bringing more Kuatoa from outside the area in? And
as I said, we have recruited some beyond our race, but none of our own race. Other Kuatoa around are rather scarce. We were the only Kuatoa settlement for quite some distance. When we eventually expand farther, north and south of Frogspear, we may come into contact with other Kuatoa, but as for now, it is just us.
Yeah, but the missionaries that I sent out into the world, they haven't reported anything back yet. I mean, they should be.
It has only been a couple days. They have merely traveled a small distance since we last spoke.
That is true. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna try to bring some trade back to Frogspear, and I think it will really help with relationships. And
how will we know when this trade arrives? Is there something that we specifically need to do when it arrives?
Probably. I've got two main things that I would like to happen. I need you to pick 20 of your most loyal men, and I need let me think about this.
If you need time to think about it, you can always call me again.
No, so I need somebody to be. I need a small party of trusted of trusted advisors to meet me in Nicantes as fast as they can get there.
It will be done, sir.
Okay, and then Edgewood. I'm having some complications here at Edgewood, and
We will burn it to the ground.
that actually is not a bad idea. So remember when I said rape and pillage no more?
I do.
Okay, you don't, because there's going to be a loophole here. I do believe I don't want to leave Frog Spear. Don't send everybody. Like make sure things are good at home. Send who you can send.
Do you have numbers, my lord? How many?
Yeah, burn just enough to burn the place.
No,
to the ground.
no. I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. How many people would you say are in the town of Edgewood?
Jesus.
Just a rough guesstimate. I do not think it will take many of us.
Yeah, probably less than 100.
Say no more.
But there's one man. Cassider.
Oh God.
I cannot say his
Plug's capacity.
This is up to you. We can't help you right now.
Damn it!
Do we see bubbles?
Yeah, it's just out of the corner of your eye, I see the water starting to.
Fuck it. Burn the place to the ground. There's going to be a man who thinks he's in charge. Save him. Let him see it happen.
We will round up the men, sit them down in the center of town, massacre everyone around them, and then finish them off last.
Yeah, that'll work. I think you have a better understanding of this than I do. And once y'all do that, I would like you to set up a foresting crew. So that crew is going to start logging the forest, and then they're going to send the logs and stuff back to Frog Spear for y'all to use as bartering and trade. Sound good?
It will be done.
Awesome. Super proud of you. I love you.
Would you like us to bring the head of this man in charge?
No, I don't think I don't need that. Just I have faith in you. I feel like this is something that you have very good understanding of. Much better than me.
It was a part of our culture before you showed us the light.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes it's good to revisit the dark.
We will revisit the darkness with glee.
Yeah, I have a good feeling. Remember that you're doing this in my name, so be sure to make me.
We will bring no dishonor to the name Blibdoopulip.
That's exactly right. And then make sure to set up the logging thing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think you got a good understanding of it.
Is there anything else you desire?
Only that you're happy.
I am most happy, my lord.
Yeah, I bet you kind of got a heart on right now. You're excited.
I do not know what this means, but I am excited.
Okie dokie. I gotta go. Love
Take care, my lord. We love you.
Bye. I'm gonna reach out to my people real quick, just a short blast, and just be like, "Yo, it's Blib. Just want all y'all to know I love you. You're gonna be pretty excited. Listen up, Hewitt's got some information for you. Keep the good work up. Remember to pray for your missionaries. Yo, if you're listening, I'm proud of you. Get out there, spread the word, and y'all keep it real. Bye."
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, there you go. Smash that like button. All right, back to the action. Tug, because you decided to speak to your people, we are going to say that you are no longer part of this combat phase. So it's just going to be you omitted from this combat here. So we'll say during that entire conversation, the battle that is about to ensue is going on outside of the barrel here. So the kids, 4 kids, run forward and surround Tyrell and begin their assault. So I'm going to roll attack. And they attack as a group. Does an 11 beat your armor class?
To Tyrell?
Yes.
No.
So they pelt you with rocks and hit you with sticks, but the damage is pretty negligible. They, seem to be whipped into some sort of like fervor here. Maybe it's just the excitement of getting the opportunity to beat up someone with all of their parents gone or whatever the case may be, but they don't actually do any bodily harm to you. And it is now Detective Easter's turn.
Okay. With those kids attacking, is there room to run through there without running into those kids to get to Cassius, or not?
So they're pretty much blocking the alleyway, and then there are 3 beyond them, and then Cassius is behind them. You guys kind of have the back open to you, but you do notice there are some kids that aren't exactly surrounding you, but they are kind of moving in behind you as well.
Okay. And because we had just walked around this alleyway, my speed is 45. In one action, could I get all the way around to Cassius or not?
You could get to about right here with your 45-foot distance to cover.
Okay, great. So I'm going to spend one of my key points and use Step of the Wind to use my dash action. So I get my double speed, so I can make it to Cassius in one action.
Nice.
There. And then I'm going to use my second action to attack with I'm just going to hit him with my baton.
Sure.
So let me roll here. Natural 20. Yeah.
All right. Critical hit. Roll damage.
Okay. So my baton here is going to do 1d4. So 3 damage.
All right.
And then I get a bonus action, and I'm going to use my bonus action as an attack. And
was
I'm
your
going
3
to...
damage? You rolled a 2 and a 1.
It's a 1d4.
Okay, it's double damage though because your critical hit.
That'll be 6.
No, my baton just does 1d4 damage.
You rolled a 20 though.
You rolled a 20,
damage.
so it's double damage is what I'm saying.
Oh, I rolled it twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't do much damage.
Gotcha.
But actually I'll turn it into a stunning strike. I'll use another key point, turn it into a stunning strike. And so he needs to make he has to do a Constitution saving throw.
Sure.
And let me know if it beats a 14.
It's a 9, so he doesn't.
Okay, so he is stunned until the end of my next turn.
All right. It's not knocked prone, it's just stunned. So, like, stuck where he's at kind of thing.
Let me see here exactly what it says. Yes, it just says stunned until the end of the turn.
Okay.
So I don't know if he can make any actions or anything like that.
No, I don't imagine he would be able to.
Okay. And then I'll use my bonus action. Enough of this, Cassius. Quit hiding behind children. The scale of justice has a need for these, and I shall take these warriors with me. We do not want any other grievances to happen with the town of Edgewood. Stop this now.
He sort of just looks at you through his like stunned stasis that you've put him in, and you can see there's like a little bit of like anger and more so fear in his eyes, though. You don't know why there's fear in his eyes aside from the fact that you covered this distance in such a quick time and were able to stun him. He doesn't maybe know what's going on, but he can't seem to speak with you when you've stunned him. And
Sounds good, but I use my bonus action to speak, so I guess that's the end of my turn.
Of course, of course.
Yep.
And then that brings us to Tyrell. So Tyrell is currently surrounded by 4 children, beating him with rocks and sticks that do not appear to be doing much damage at the moment. What you gonna do, Tyrell?
Decapitate them.
I don't have my rope anymore.
You had a long time to think about this.
Yeah, I was watching kind of like
Detective Easter, lightning fast run around.
And he's like 6'5", like 240, or what I put him at. He's a pretty big boy moving around that quick. 285. Yeah.
It's like an NFL
He's
NFL lineman.
6'5", 285, moving at hyperspeed out there.
Yeah, you all get the sense that you've never really seen a dragonborn in action, but this is why people maybe fear them a little bit, is just how intimidating they are physically.
I'd like to cast jump on myself and just jump over
Sure.
all the children.
You can do that. They will get a leaving engagement, so they'll get a chance.
He just wants to jump around.
They can try.
Jump around.
Okay, all right. So I'll do that, and then you can cast jump and go where you want to. I imagine a 10 does not beat your armor class, seeing as 11 didn't last time. So where are you jumping to?
Well, I'm tripled.
Yep. You could easily make it on top of the house to either side of you, or probably jump far enough to land next to Detective Easter.
That's got. I want to be intimidating. Actually, I want to jump right up there on the other side of capstone learning. Crustacean guy.
Oh, you want to on the other side of Tug? Where are you talking? What are you talking about?
Isn't Credo the silver boy?
Oh yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about though.
Yeah, I was just trying to make up. My names weren't as good as everyone else. Make fun of names. Yeah.
God, that was so awkward.
Yeah.
So yeah, you leap up over the children as they sort of gasp in amazement, but also disappointment as they try and hurl rocks and sticks at you to no avail. You land, in fact, over the next set of 3 children. On your way down, you land next to Commissioner Cassie's Credo. You could tell he's stunned from the looks of it. And on your way down, you also notice that the 3 children closest to him are wielding something a little bit more intimidating. They have knives.
Can I prepare my dagger in my hand?
You can.
Okay, then I'll have to end there, I guess.
All right. That brings us back to the top. Ranger Steve.
Am I like pretty close to these 4?
So you're behind the barrel, so I would say you're probably 20-ish feet from the line of 4 in the front.
Just take some fingernail clippers and cut it. It'll be done faster.
Okay. I want to. I mean, just sprint around the building then.
All right.
Unless. Yeah.
From where you're at, you can make it to about here with your Power Ranger form.
Let's go to bed. 2.
And that's one action, or that's just
one
my
action.
movement?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I want to just sprint the rest of the way. Just stand next to, or I guess
Detective
behind
Easter.
him. Yeah, behind, kind of surround him from the backside.
Okay. So you use your 2 actions to run behind Detective Easter.
I get 3. Now
Oh, you do?
Easter behind Cassius.
Oh, behind. Okay, yeah. You got enough to
Yeah.
do that, sure.
And then I have 1 more action. And I just want to punch him right in the ribs while he's on the ground. Or I guess kick him. Swift kick in the ribs.
He's not on the ground, but you can kick him in the
Okay.
ribs from behind.
Okay, cool.
Do you get 3 actions, as in like you get a extra attack, or is it like a?
It's 3 actions.
Okay.
11. And is that what modifier would that be? I guess would that be?
It's kick. So I mean, it's an unarmed attack. So I mean, there's
Does it have
unarmed,
any?
I think.
Yeah, but I mean, does it have a? I'm sure I have to roll this.
It would
I
just
think
be
your
strength.
like it's either 1d4 or it's less than that.
No, I mean
Because
to even hit him, like am I?
yeah, it'd be a strength roll.
Okay, so 15.
Yeah, you land the hit.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, just give me a second. 2.
2. All right. So you give him a swift kick right in the ribs, and you hear a audible kind of like grunt out of his side, and you can kind of feel maybe you cracked a rib in there somewhere. You kicked enough people to know what that feels like. But he's still standing and still stunned. That brings us back to the kids. And the 4 kids that were standing in the alleyway are going to try and run around to Easter and attack him. And they only roll a 5. So they throw rocks and sticks at you, and you just sort of let it bounce off of your dragonborn hardened scales. And kind of chuckle to yourself, while keeping in mind that the 3 children with knives may join the fray shortly and be a little bit more intimidating. That is now your turn, Detective Easter.
Great. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the Breath of the Dragon.
All right.
And so I'm going to do, it's 30-foot line, 5-foot wide, and I am going to send out lightning from my mouth over top of these kids and strike a building. It should try to intimidate them.
All right.
So in this case, I'm not going to try to hit anybody, so they don't need to do
Nope.
necessarily a saving throw. But I'm just going to shoot this lightning out above them.
So which building are you aiming at?
We'll just go. Which way were the other kids coming from?
The other kids were sort of to your left. So like these 4 are the ones that just have sticks and rocks, and these 3 are the ones that have the knives.
Yeah. Well, then I'll just go this building right over here to the left, bottom
This
left.
one.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I'm just gonna shoot the lightning at that building.
All right. So you send this lightning coursing forth from your mouth over the heads of the children. You see the ones with the rocks and sticks immediately duck and sort of bolt off in different directions as the sort of thatched roof of the house catches fire, and there's like a black sort of scar left across the building where you arced this thing into its roof, and the roof is beginning to burn. It will burn individually and singly from the house. They've all been built far enough away from each other that that's not an issue, but the 4 kids that were attacking you have run off and are closer to the blacksmith now, dropping their rocks and sticks. So it just leaves you and the Commissioner Cassius Credo and the 3 kids with knives.
Great. I'm going to handcuff Cassius Credo and grab him by the collar and like lead him towards the gate. While that's gonna be my final action, but I'm gonna try to intimidate the kids, while I'm doing this and get lost, all of you.
All right, so go ahead and give
try to
me
intimidate the next
intimidation check then.
Great.
And use your strength modifier in that instance, because you are trying to intimidate them with your strength, I would assume. Were you trying to do it
So
through...
intimidation comes from a charisma.
It is a charisma
stat.
one, but it depends on in what manner you're intimidating them. Intimidation is charisma, yes, but that's typically when you're trying to convince someone that you have the edge up on them. In this instance, I would say you are using it's a scare tactic.
Well, I failed, so I'm going to re-roll. I get an intimidation re-roll until success that I can use until it actually works throughout a day. I get to use it once.
Nice.
It doesn't mean I get to continually use it, that same roll in battle, but
right.
Like if I fail check, I can re-roll. So I'm going to re-roll and use that to see if it works. Nope, neither of those work. Those would be too low. So I did not intimidate those other children. But yeah, my other move was to handcuff Credo and start to move him towards the gate.
And keep in mind, I know it's open here, but the gate is closed at the moment.
Yeah.
But yes, you managed to handcuff him, and you sort of have him by the scruff of his neck, and you were walking him towards the gates. The 3 kids haven't engaged any of you guys yet, so you don't take any leaving engagements or anything like that. And I believe that brings us to Tyrell's turn, unless you wanted to use your bonus action for something.
So
or was that your intimidation?
That was my 3 actions, because I used the one to shoot, the one to try to intimidate, and then handcuffing and moving. So.
All right, Tyrell, you're up. Tyrell. Are you there, Jared?
Kind of.
If you got work stuff, don't feel bad.
I have this, I want to slap the kids, but I won't. Because they have knives.
If they didn't have knives, you'd slap them.
Yeah, he'll slap a defenseless child.
So I missed. Is Credo like trying to do a retreat now that he's over there? Like...
No. Detective Easter has stunned him, handcuffed him, and is escorting him towards the closed gate at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So that leaves you and Ranger Steve next to the 3 children with knives that have not engaged you yet. But they appear to be ready to do so.
Okay, so I don't have charisma. I'm just gonna tell these kids, I'm putting my dagger back away that I had prepared from last time, and I'm just gonna say, the jig is up. You have a lot more life to live. Your fearless leader is being taken away.
But do they have a lot more life to live?
Do you want to make a roll for that, or do you want?
Sure.
Okay. I'll leave it up to you if you want to let your words lie, how they do, or.
Oh, I probably shouldn't have rolled. Okay, well, it's a 12.
So the sort of what looks like leader of the 3 kids says, "Get him while his knife's away." And they're going to join the initiative in the 10 slot, so right after Ranger Steve. But the other 4 kids are out of the equation. Anything else you want to do with your turn? You only really spoke.
How old are these kids?
They range in age probably anywhere from maybe 7 to 15 years old, but
Uh, I'm thinking of something here, and it may take
May take a turn.
yeah, I probably can't do it now. I've got
You're saying it'll take a turn for you to come up with it, or
no,
it'll
no. I
take
mean,
a.
I don't think I have enough like how much action do I have left?
You only put your weapon away, which we'll say was a minor action, and then you addressed them, which was one action. So you still have an action left.
Does he have 2 actions?
Everybody has 2 actions. Everyone has 2 actions.
Okay.
You have 2 actions.
I'm gonna try. I want to try. I don't know. I don't know how well this is gonna work. Um, actually, no. What I'm gonna do is I'm pulling. I've got a potion in my hand, and I'm getting it ready, and I just have it in my hands, like for them to come at me.
Okay. So you like show it to them like you've got it ready, or you are just sort of.
Not like putting it in their face, but I'm holding it, kind
Sure.
of like I would hold the knife. Like I'm clearly showing, like I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I've got a potion. I'm not telling you what it is.
Okay. Okay. Sure. That will then bring us to Ranger Steve.
I want to use Entangle on the 3 kids.
Okay. What is the check they need to succeed for that?
It is a strength saving throw.
Wow.
So
Okay,
that
I
will
have to take a
be-
picture of this.
Say it again.
Hang on.
Did you get a nice 20 there?
I did. It is currently residing on top of another die with 20 on top.
That's awesome.
It's hard to.
A super 20.
It's like standing on top of the other one. That's crazy. That's a blurry photo. I'm gonna take a better one.
So did Ranger Steve just end up plotting some plants or something nearby?
We will say that they used the knives to cut down the entanglement vines that rose up from beneath them. Hang on, I gotta send this picture. You have all the dies for it to go on too. It's on top of the D10, which is not a very stackable die. Please continue,
Nice.
I guess, with your turn, Ranger Steve.
Okay, I want to hit the big boy with my decanter full blast.
All right, so the big one is right in the middle. So is there a check he needs to succeed in order to resist the...
I don't know, but I just rolled a 22. So.
Okay. You shoot him backwards into the barrel, and it topples over, and who comes spilling out but Tug?
Oh, that's really funny. I was mad because I've never really got to use that spell. It's failed like 4 times I've ever tried to use it. And
So you just see the, full blast geyser shoot this kid, and the 2 kids sort of whiplash their neck behind them as they see their friend shot behind them into the barrel and see some sort of lobster creature fall out of the barrel. And you can see that the kid on the ground is like rolling around over there in pain. But he's not dead or anything. You said
it doesn't do damage. It just knocks him prone.
Knocks him
but
prone,
I'm
yeah.
sure it wasn't pleasant.
he took some damage from the impact of hitting the barrel. So.
Oh, he gonna learn today then.
Did you say you have 3 actions in your turn? Is there something else you want to do?
So I did look. It's an extra attack, so the other one was fine. But
Okay.
I don't really
That's
want
what
to
I
attack.
thought. Yeah. No
Yeah.
worries.
I don't really want to attack right now. So
Yeah. So extra attack and action are 2 different things. Like.
yeah. So yeah, it's just an extra attack.
Gotcha. That then brings us to the 2 kids with knives instead of 3, so they'll get a little bit of a disadvantage on their group attack here. But they are going to turn and rush right at you, Ranger Steve.
Okay.
So they kind of run at you with knives. They're going to make
Do
an
they push
attack roll.
Tyrell aside.
They push Tyrell aside. They get a 16.
Matches.
All right, you win. So you are sort of ready for him, and you sort of just bonk their heads together. You just like take both of their little craniums and go bonk, and they sort of hit each other and are dazed. They're not prone or knocked down or anything, but you know, avoided their attack and stopped it from coming. So, Detective Easter, it is now your turn.
Cassius, this is enough. You need to stop this now and let us leave. Have the guards open the gate. I will let you go, and we will be on our way. Enough.
He sort of says this in a whimpering voice. You haven't quite heard him yet. He's usually pretty accusatory. He says, "It's out of my hands, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. Something's come over the children."
Well, be that as it may, let us out. Tell the guards to let us leave. I will uncuff you, and we will be on our way. No more harm needs to be done.
"Oh, open the gates! Open the gates!" He sort of shouts, and as you see the guards go to open the gates, you hear sort of a thum, thum, thum on the gates themselves. And right before the third sort of thum, you hear splinters as the gate just shatters into pieces. And what comes through the gate?
Dragon.
But in mid-transformation, Sib the Soothsayer, in like these popping sort of expanding portions of her body as they jut out and create these giant hunchback muscular figure, reveals itself to be an anise hag. So standing at least as tall as the wall, this hideous corpse-like looking figure that was once the person that sent you into Lambros has busted through the gate. She sort of turns to the left and right and sees the guards and just grabs both of them by the throats and throws them up against the wall behind her, and they hit the ground unconscious. And she turns to Commissioner Cassius Credo and says, "You have failed me for the last time." And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting.
So maybe one more episode to get out of Edgewood and Lambros as a whole.
I mean, it's still nothing bad compared to for a year.
It was only 3 days. What are you talking about? You were only in the forest for 3 days.
I was so excited for Joni's adventures in this town as a, town beggar and dancer. So
I had high hopes for Joni too, but I don't think Edgewood has much of a lifespan left at this point. It has an army of
doesn't sound like it.
headed to eradicate anyone and everyone left in the town and turn it into their own lumber production. And now, who has beat down the door but the hag, which you assumed Sib the Soothsayer to be, who somehow has a connection to Commissioner Cassius Credo.
Apparently.
Which that's like so surprising.
I was thinking there that I had intimidated him enough and we were going to get out of there, unscathed, but doesn't look that way.
Yes. All right, recovery is on its way, and they've been itching for a good battle. So
I mean, you guys got to make it out of Edgewood first. You've fought some pretty big things before, but this one will give you a run for your money. It's not as intimidating as an Emerald Dragon per se, but you're not careful, this thing can hurt you.
I'll just run away.
Yeah, there's another gate. So I mean,
I may have to create water and fill the barrel up again and hit Hewick up about a time.
By the way, you might encounter something when you get here.
Yeah. Fair,
Hey,
just a heads up.
Just quick heads up. I need you to, 1, hurry, and 2, it may not be as easy as we thought it was going to be.
They're a couple days away. I unless you see this battle going a couple days, I don't think they're gonna make it to assist with Sib over there.
You don't know their passion for me. They could.
I think if anybody actually knows their passion for you, it is Christian.
They will run until their heart explodes if I ask them.
You are not wrong, but you are speaking to Hewick, your NPC here, so I get it. I know.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Tell all of.
It was a good session though. The back and forth. I mean, you guys just ran with it there for a while, which was fun for me to just sit back and have you guys converse back and forth about your new companion here, or maybe he's not your companion yet, but Detective Easter.
Oh, it was interesting.
All I want to know is who pushed my barrel over. Okay,
You'll have to find that out next episode.
Just go ahead and tell me, and I won't.
Evidence points to the kid on the ground, but it doesn't look like it was done on his own. He may have had some assistance. So
yeah, like let's just get it on out here, and we'll work through it. But
maybe Detective Easter can help you solve that mystery. But there does appear to be a stream of water originating at a source. And silence again.
Yeah, it's probably pretty obvious once he puts the clues together.
Right. Yeah.
I just want his reaction. He's like, "What the fuck?" and steps out in the street and like, "Oh my god!"
The building's been hit by a lightning bolt and is smoldering. The gate's been shattered. Kids have fallen over.
So did Ian join for like 5 minutes and then log off? Like, what was the deal there?
He joined to get a sense of how things would go. So he just kind of sat quietly and listened to us play, and then logged off when he was working on something else. So that's what he was doing. And I guess Cameron, you may let him know next time if he wants to text me. I can arrange for him to show up amidst the battle, or if he wants to take a back seat or whatever again next time until we can actually get to the city. That's fine by me. Things always go a little bit longer than I anticipate them to go.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what?
I mean, I knew, and that's why I was trying to push it forward. And like, as soon as you guys were like, "All right, we're leaving," I was like, "Fine, all right, like get the kids in there, get Commissioner Cassie's Credo in there." I was like,
"Oh, so you had planned for that the whole time?"
Oh yeah. No. I mean, like, I wanted you guys to sort of group up first, so you could be part of the group and establish yourself with them and let them know what your plan was, and then them sort of everybody be ready to leave. But Commissioner Cassie's Credo was never going to let you guys leave peacefully.
So I thought they were going to be arrested immediately, and I was going to find them in the town jail. That's what I assumed.
I was going to do that, but I thought it would be better to have it on sort of this footing, and also give you guys a sort of initial fight to sort of get into. You wouldn't have to do a jailbreak situation necessarily, but
fighting children.
I'm not gonna let you get out of the entire forest with only 3 big boss battles. Like this is gonna be the one that,
ultimate battle.
Well, yeah, not the ultimate one, but it's the one you avoided, the one with the Emerald Dragon, you avoided the one with the Kirin, so this is the boss fight you get.
I guess that's true.
I don't think we avoided them. I think we conquered.
When I say avoided, I'm not using that. I'm not using that.
4
people.
I'm not using that negatively. I'm merely saying that you craftily worked around it to where you didn't have to engage in a fight with something that scary.
I thought that was Kobe's character from the moment you pointed it out. I almost ran up to it and shook its hand and said, "Hi, are you my new friend?" And then I decided I'm not going to do that. But I almost, when you were like, "There's this creepy dragon guy standing in the corner," I mean, I was so close. Like, "Hi, new friend. How are you doing today?"
I would have left quite the impression.
Arrested.
And yeah.
Yeah, you guys kind of stand out
No.
as a group.
No.
Doesn't take a detective to be like, I wonder if those are the guys I'm looking for.
Well, and immediately, like you said before, like I thought Cameron actually morphed once he got into town. Like, all right, I'm morphing, and then I'll go do this stuff. I was like, I just watched him morph in the middle of the street. I'm gonna know who he is.
Well, I thought that was strange because I was as Commissioner Cassius Credo when he turned around and saw this strange oak flesh, knight or whatever speaking to Tyrell, like he was gonna play it off like it was cool, but he knew something was going on. But then you said he didn't morph, so I was like, oh, well then he doesn't suspect anything.
We just talked about it because we were talking about whether I was gonna go do that first or go be stealthy on the roof.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll just do stealthy first and then come back.
Gotcha. But yeah, no worries. I mean, that's an easy fix. So.
Yeah. No, you'll hear me say it's morphing time.
See, I swear I heard you say that. That's the only reason I.
So, I mean, my followers have brought in people that aren't Kuatoa. So, like, aren't I even like more blib do pull-up-y? Like, I mean.
Yeah, maybe after the next long rest, you'll see the effects of that.
I mean, I got some pretty good news, Like, my people are thriving. The tadpoles are strong. Like, I'm gonna let them burn and pillage a village.
just as a small reward, just as a thank you for all the hard work that you've put in. You can do a little raping and pillaging, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to sometime give the people what they want. If you don't, like, but only on special occasions.
Well, I thought there may be a way for you guys to make it out of Morningstar without, leaving this place in ashes too. But it seems like you're well on your way to making sure that doesn't happen.
Well, Detective Easter was trying to leave here with everyone's life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, no one has died yet, and obviously something
except
is
for
shady.
those two guards. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't know if they're dead. They're probably dead. But
yeah, they're probably dead.
But something obviously amiss is going on. Commissioner Cassius Credo, who previously spoke negatively against Sib, has some sort of connection to her. He said that the kids are no longer under his control. So got some things to think about in combat for next time. But you will not be done fighting children anytime soon.
Oh, exciting. I tried to avoid killing them, but if we got to kill some kids, I mean...
Yeah, man. Hey.
Well, we might have to.
Billy would have absolutely just...
Guys, Billy would not have given the chance. He would have been like, this is going to be a heyday.
Yeah.
And stabbed a bunch of kids.
I feel like the first thing you wouldn't have even let me finish my sentence. You would have said, Billy stabs a kid in the eye. Like, right?
A bunch of kids line up. Oh, it's stabbing time.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
I slide on my knees and cut all their Achilles tendons. Yeah, no.
Billy drinks the blood of children.
For you, it's a fair fight. I mean, But yeah, I gotta throw some curveballs at you. You gotta fight child soldiers essentially, because while they may not pack a punch, you have to deal with the moral obligation of what do you do, even if they mean to harm you. How do you can't not hurt a kid or hurt a kid? Maybe you can.
Self-defense.
But yeah.
Well, I think their heads together like coconuts, so I'm fine.
Well, I think I'm definitely going to miss some of those key points and those breath weapons now that we got to fight this giant thing.
You scared off
Yeah.
4 kids that otherwise would have been part of the mix. So I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't completely wasted, but it was cool use of it for sure.
No, I'm gonna say that was wasting it.
It is nice that I get 2 different breath weapons. I get my natural breath weapon, so that's cold damage, and then I get my breath weapon that comes from my key energy, and so that can be any type of damage in the dragon scale. So it's like a lightning, fire, acid, poison, cold, and cold is in there. I think so.
Nice. Well, that was a fun session. Thanks everybody for showing up. Jared, especially thank you for. I know you had work stuff going on, so I feel
Didn't
like
end up being as bad as it was turning potentially out to be.
Because Ian might have ratted you out. He said something about you've just been spending insane amounts of time playing some game, and I said, "Is it Valheim?" He couldn't give me an answer, but I assume it's Valheim.
No, Valheim, I'm done. We finished up a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice. So you killed the Lich then?
Yeah, it was kind of lame. We way over prepared for it.
Yeah. You didn't like dig a hole and put him in the hole and murder him?
No, that would have been fun. No, we just like melted it. It was kind of stupid.
Oh.
We were really disappointed. Like our favorite boss was by far Oogie Boogie.
Yeah,
whatever.
the sludge guy.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
I even like my brother had already played and he was just trying not to spoil. He was like, "Here's what you should do to prepare." I was like, "Okay." Having that, and it was still tough. And like, he was the most fun to fight.
I got summoned for jury duty.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I never read my mail. I wonder if that has ever happened to me.
You probably have a warrant out for your arrest for not showing up.
Yeah, you can get held in contempt of court, Jared.
I know. Great.
No, it's supposed to be like
Are you gonna have to show up?
Yeah, 2 weeks. I have to fill out some stuff and then probably show up and then hopefully get dismissed.
Yeah, tell them you're pregnant. They always believe that.
They always believe that.
And then when they question,
I can't wait. I cannot wait to lock up some scumbag.
I want to go actually.
You need to watch 12 Angry Men, or isn't that the name of the movie? I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know, man. You gotta read through the lines. You know, really
Read through them.
read between them and through them and all sorts of around them.
Yeah, I would be.
It's my first time being summoned, so we'll see how it goes.
I've avoided going to court before.
I went once, and then they just dismissed it when I got there.
You were supposed to be a witness, though, weren't you?
Yeah, fucking bullshit. They only called me and not Aaron. And then Daddy's little girl, who actually caused the accident, was not even getting in trouble, only because the person that she hit didn't have insurance and he didn't show up. And so he basically was just, that's it. He's the one that's getting in trouble. And I was like, man, I was ready to throw her ass under the bus. It was her fucking fault.
When we were stealing that table from across the street.
Yeah, they're like, what were you doing over there?
Yeah. And they'd be like, well, we actually found surveillance cameras from the McDonald's across the street.
You're under arrest.
You took a table that was sitting outside of that abandoned restaurant for 3 months. Yeah.
I think a witness is allowed to plead the fifth, though. Because you don't have to say anything that's incriminating for yourself.
I should have had to go to court for that dog out the window incident when I lived at the Hickman Apartments. But some lady down the hall who wasn't even involved was like, I saw everything to the officer. And I was like, you heard her. She saw everything. I was like, you don't need me for anything.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I have, hopefully I get dismissed.
Well, everybody say goodbye to the stream.
Goodbye, stream.
Goodbye.